Troops, how you doing? It's John Beamson here from Robustours. Hope you're well. Welcome to my home, the great outdoors, the best place to do your training and the best place to have an adventure.
Welcome everybody, Russ McDonough, aka The Nomadic Veteran, and welcome to this week's video. If you haven't watched the channel before, I'm a former Royal Marine. I spent 8 years in the Corps, and basically me and the missus, we sold up almost everything we had. We moved into our van with our 2 dogs, and we're traveling the world trying to see as much of it as possible before our time comes to an end. However, this video isn't about us. This is a new project which I was really excited to get started for. And basically the gist of it is, on social media I see other veterans and ex-military personnel absolutely chasing their dreams. You know, they haven't settled for the 9-to-5 normality. They've got a goal, they've got a vision, and they're absolutely chasing after it. And in my opinion, it's truly inspirational. Now, this is the very first episode. It's with a guy called John Beamson. He's the founder of a hiking company called Robustours. And I was lucky enough to spend a couple of days with John hiking and also having a few coffees. You're really going to love this video. John drops knowledge bombs every 5-10 minutes, so you walk away from it a better person straight away. He's got a real thirst for life, and I've never met anyone who's got such a vision for where he wants to take his business in 2, 5, 10 years time. He wants to take over the world, and he wants to get people out hiking and, you know, living a better life. So with all that being said, that's enough from me. Here's John.
I volunteered to go to Germany, which was a fantastic experience because it really opened my eyes up to worldwide travel and actually doing the things that you saw on the videos and the things that you wanted to do, and it was a great experience. Left Germany, ended up back in the UK. Very different from soldiering in Germany to soldiering in the UK. In the UK everyone just wants to go home every weekend, and there's not the same sort of bond and there's not the same sort of brotherhood. But really busy time. Iraq was full tilt, Afghan went full tilt, and it was just a case of training and operational tours, which ultimately sort of funded the mindset of being robust is definitely the only way to be in life. I would have, a few years ago, I would have blamed the military for my bad transition, but accountability is everything, and I have to take full responsibility for having a bad transition. The lack of routine and the lack of working with people who I didn't respect, and I didn't respect them because they hadn't been through the same things as I had. But on that as well, why should they have been? I chose to join the military, not them. So it's hard to really judge people and their decisions. But again, that's something that I've changed my mindset on. Once I got myself squared away with that and I made some changes, the world got into a better place. I found hiking through being an absolute beefer because I'd been on a session for about 2 years and sort of dropped off, and then ended up on the National Three Peaks, which is the highest mountain in England, Scotland and Wales. Just dug in, enjoyed it, loved it, got speaking to the guy who ran the company we did the event with, and just found a new passion, and then just found the ability to go off and have adventures and just be basically the master of the outdoors, and learned a skill which everyone I think should be able to do, and that's read a map and use a compass. You know, you don't need anything else really. You can go and have your own adventure. It always comes back to a phrase I heard in the military, chiefs and Indians. So, some people are leaders and some people just want to follow, and I'm a leader, and I've always wanted to be the tip of the spear, and the only way to truly do that is to have your own thing and you know, make all the decisions and accept the wins and the losses. So that's how it came about. Values and standards, asking people to do things that you would do yourself. Like, for me, that's a massive one. Like, there's no event that I offer which I haven't done or completed myself. There's no way on this earth I would ever offer an event which I haven't physically put the yards in myself. So that's the first one. And then sort of that military style of being the Ronsil man, just doing exactly what it says on the tin. Like, it's right place, right time, right equipment, and go and have a great day. I like a tasty day out. I like a tough, challenging day out. I like something that makes you feel like you're absolutely on the end of your tether, as in I'm physically and mentally exhausted. Because in that bracket comes great achievement and great change, and great opportunities come from that. And as well, when you're in that environment, you'll only find the people of the same ilk around you, because it weeds out it weeds out people who don't want to do that sort of stuff, and they're more on your wavelength, and then other opportunities will come from getting to know them as well. I'll have the biggest adventure company in the UK, without a doubt, and I'd like to see other sort of Robustours, franchise, splinter sort of groups rising around the different parts of the UK, and you know, exploring the parts of the UK which time-wise and financially I don't have time to go to. So, you know, sort of down towards Plymouth and Devon, up at the top end of Scotland, and just have this really big community of people who are willing to go and swim with sharks with a bit of blood in the water and aren't afraid. The first thing you have to do is you've got to put your own hype to one side and get the chip off your shoulder that you think someone owes you a favour because you did this in a previous life, or because you served there, or because you know this person. And yeah, I think that's the greatest thing. Get over your own hype, and when you're starting something new, you're starting something new. My business strapline and my life strapline is boots on, bag on, crack on, and that really means that you just have to keep going. Do you know what I mean? It's always going to get tough at some point, but as long as you're willing to put your boots back on and your bag on, just keep going, you'll get to where you want to be. It might not be an easy journey, but if it was easy, why were you doing it anyway?
So how awesome was that? What a mega hoofing guy, as we say in the Corps. So if you were watching that and you were thinking, wow, I'd like to hear a bit more about John's whole story, so prior to when he joined the military, what he got up to while he was in the army, and then the struggles he had when he first left, and then how Robustours was founded, and basically the future for Robustours. We sat down after one of the hikes we did for about 45 minutes, and we had a good chat about it, and here is a cheeky couple of minutes for you to whet the appetite as such. If you'd like to watch the whole thing, I'll put the link in the description below. And that is about it for this week. This is episode number 1, smashed. I'm gonna go find another veteran who's doing amazing stuff. And until then, leaders, anytime.
And as well, like at that time, I was like, I'm retelling the same stories. Like, if you want to be relevant, you have to go and do shit that keeps you relevant. So, like, I've created this, like, as you're saying about Goggins, like, I've created this persona, like, the eagle, like, and eagles do fucking eagle shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be tasty, then go and do shit that's tasty, and go and do stuff that people say in a day, like, that makes them stop and think, fucking hell, it's mental. But, you know, I'm not an ultra runner or an ultra athlete. I'm just a guy, but I'm prepared to go to these places where a lot of people aren't. And actually, when I get there, I quite have a good time. Now, don't get me wrong. There was times on that 24-hour hike, especially towards the end, when my toys were fucking well and truly out the pram, and it was like, it was emotional, and it just was about left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Just fucking crack on, do you know what I mean? Just keep on going, because people have done stuff harder than this, and they've cracked on. So just fucking keep going, and you know, everyone came out. My little hiking club came out and supported me, and it makes people look at you on lockdown and say, fucking hell, if he did that,
why haven't I done something?
What's my fucking excuse? Next year, like, stop living on Someday Island. So many people live on Someday Island, waiting for these perfect conditions to roll in. Well, 2020 was going to be my year, but COVID, like, fuck COVID, do you know what I mean? Like, if that's what defined your 2020, then it was always going to be defined by something else. Because there's people gone through, I'd say it was a hard year when the fucking Vikings roamed through. That was a hard year. That was a hard year.